Introduction. The Journal in the Attic. The attic smelled of cedar and thyme, a place where forgotten things gathered dust under slanted beams. I'd climbed up on a whim, chasing a box of holiday ornaments, when my hand brushed a wooden chest, its hinges rusted, its lid carved with a single rose. Inside, wrapped in faded cloth, was a journal, leather-bound edges, frayed like a life well lived. I opened it, and my breath caught. Inked in a steady hand were words that felt like a whisper from beyond. To my children, my grandchildren, and there's a way to give them everything, yet keep your own heart whole. Find it, as I did. It was signed Eleanor, my great-grandmother, a name I knew only from old photosure. Eyes sharp, her smile soft. A woman who raised a family through wars and want. What was her secret? What had she found? I sank to the floor, rain tapping the roof like a heartbeat, and read on. Eleanor wasn't rich, just a seamstress in a sleepy town, stitching dresses by lamplight to feed 4 kids alone. Yet, her children spoke of her like she'd woven their dreams from air, helping them through school, homes, lives full of hope. How had she done it? How had she given so much without crumbling under the weight of her own needs? The journal didn't say outright. Instead, it offered glimpses, notes, sketches, fragments of stories like a puzzle begging to be solved. I felt a knot in my chest, thinking of my own family. My son, now 30, dreams of opening a cafe, his voice bright but strained. My granddaughter, barely 10, talks of becoming a doctor, her crayons sketching hospitals. I want to help them, to lift their wings, but fear claws at me. What if I give too much? What if I'm left with nothing, a burden, instead of a blessing? That fear is a quiet guest in every family. You know it too, longing to ease your children's paths, to hand them a piece of the future. Whether it's a check for a new start, or a boost for a dream. You imagine their faces lighting up, their burdens lifting, and it feels like love itself. But then doubt whispers, what if life turns cruel? What if I need that money to live, to breathe, when age slows me down? Eleanor's journal promised a way through that tangly path, to give generously, without losing your own ground. As I turned its pages, I saw hints of her life, a widow's courage, a mother's pride, a woman who knew sacrifice, but refused to break. Her secret wasn't about wealth, it was about wisdom, choices anyone could make, whether you're in Boston, Birmingham, or Bogota. I kept reading, my fingers tracing her words, each one a clue to something bigger. She wrote of teaching her kids, of giving without emptying herself, of standing firm when love demanded it. Each note felt like a step toward an answer, but the full truth stayed just out of reach, pulling me deeper. As Warren Buffett once said, the best gift is a tree whose shade you'll never know. Eleanor planted those trees, and her journal was a map to do the same. An old saying, heard from a street vendor in Mexico, lingered in my mind. A family's wealth is not its coins, but its stories. Eleanor's story was calling us to help our families thrive, to protect our own hearts, to weave a legacy that holds. We'll follow her clues together, like travelers on a shared road. You'll learn to see your money clearly, teach your kids and grandkids to stand strong, give in ways that spark joy without risk, and say no with love when it's right. You'll build a future safe for you and a past rich for them. The journey starts where Eleanor began, by looking honestly at what you have and what you feel. Let's open her journal and step into the night. Teaching kids and grandkids the art of money. I turned a page in Eleanor's journal, the paper soft as a sigh, and found a drawing, 3 rough cups, scratched in ink, labeled spend, save, give. Beside them, she wrote, this was my first gift to them, not money, but the power to choose. It saved us all. My heart quickened. Was this the start of her secret? I pictured her in a dim kitchen, apron dusted with flour, her children gathered close, their small hands sorting coins by candlelight. Teaching them about money wasn't just a task, it was her shield against the fear that haunts every parent. Will my kids be okay without me? Will they falter when I'm gone? That hit me like a wave, remembering a night my daughter called, her voice trembling, asking for help with a bill. I sent the cash, but it left a hollow ache. Had I taught her enough? Or just patched a hole? Eleanor's cup suggested a deeper gift, showing your kids and grandkids how to handle money themselves so they soar without weighing you down. It felt like a key turning in a lock, but the door wasn't open yet. Let's trace her sketch, cup by cup, with ideas so simple they feel like play, rooted in love, and possible anywhere from Seattle to Sao Paulo. For little dreamers. Kids this age see money as a sparkle in a storybook. Coins are pirate gold. Bills are tickets to wonder. Catch that magic to plant lessons that last. Find 3 jars, maybe old mason jars, from a pantry shelf, their glass glinting like a promise. Label them spend, save, and give with a crayon or paint, letting the kids doodle stars or hearts around the words. When your 7-year-old gets a gift birthday cash, a chore reward, sit them down and let them divide it. My friend Sarah tried this with her grandson, Eli, in a quiet Denver suburb. Eli, 6, decided his give jar would buy books for a community center. He carried it there himself, his sneakers scuffing the sidewalk, his chest puffed with purpose. By 9, he was saving for a model rocket, checking flyers with a squint that made Sarah's heart swell. Those jars weren't just glass. They were a stage where Eli learned he could shape his world, easing Sarah's quiet worry. Will he be ready for life? Make it a game to keep their spirits bright. Turn your living room into a family bazaar. Spread a blanket with toys, snacks, or stickers, each priced in pennies, a cookie for 10 cents, a pencil for 5. Give them $1 in play coins and watch them wrestle with choices. My niece, Clara, 5, in a rainy London flat, bought a lollipop but ran short for a toy cat. Her lip quivered, but we curled up with Coco and talked about waiting a seed that grew when she saved for a kite at 7. Another trick? Draw a wish tree on butcher paper. Every coin they save or give becomes a leaf, maybe with glitter for flair. Pin it by the breakfast table, a growing proof of their power. Or share a story like Bunny Money, it's cheap online, loved from Toronto to Tokyo. Ask, what would you do with $1? Their dream Scandi castles, a pet whale, spark laughter and lessons. For a global touch, try a world market game. Pretend coins are pesos or yen, showing how powerful it is across borders. My friend's kids in Mumbai love buying a mango for €10, giggling as they learn. But there's drama here too. Sarah once overheard Eli's mom snap, "We can't afford extras," a sting that made Eli hide his spend jar, afraid he'd done wrong. Sarah's heart broke, seeing his confusion. She sat him down, explained that money ebbs and flows, and helped him fill his jars again. That moment taught her, kids feel our stress, and teaching them choice isn't just practical, it's a hug for their fears. Eleanor knew pressure cups weren't about cheating, but about giving her kids courage. Life hacks for little ones. Jar glue. Tape-colored tissue paper to jars costs nothing. Takes 5 minutes. Eli called his rocket fund. Quick quest. Hide 5 coins with notes like, "Save me for a wish." A 10-minute hunt teaches joyfully. Heart prompt. Overjuice ask, what's one thing you'd love to save for? It opens their soul. Story seed. Find money ninja for a few bucks. Read a page. Chat a minute. Watch them light up. For teenage seekers, ages 11-17. Teens are a whirlwind, chasing new shoes or concert tickets, dreaming of college or cars, yet scared they'll stumble. They need wisdom that feels like trust, not a lecture. Open a savings account. Most banks pretend paycheck and list cost: housing, food, phone. My neighbor's daughter, Aisha, 14, in a bustling Sydney suburb, spent her fake cash on festival passes and gasped when she couldn't buy groceries. By 16, she was splitting her bakery job money between a travel fund and earrings, her grin a quiet triumph that eased her dad's fear. Will she always need help? Teens crave raw truth. So share a misstep like when I spent my rent money on a concert. My stomach knotted for weeks, praying the landlord wouldn't knock. Ask, what's something you're saving for? Suggest a free app like Mintoost worldwide. From Chicago to Chennai, track their cash. Keep it easy. Talk while kicking a soccer ball or folding laundry. A researcher once noted teens who talk money with family feel bolder facing life's twist. No numbers needed, just trust the truth. Try a skip one day challenge. Everyone skips a small splurge of soda, a game add-on, and pools the cash for a family treat. Aisha's crew saved enough for ice cream and a park day, their laughter louder than any worry. For a universal spin, do a dream map. They sketch a big Gola bike, a course, and list one step to start. My friend's son in Nairobi mapped a laptop, learning grit without a dime from mom. Drama lurks here too. Aisha's dad once found her crying, phone in hand, after friends teased her for cheap clothes. He wanted to buy her everything, but his own bills loomed, and guilt tore at him. Instead, he played the real-life game, showing her how to plan. She didn't get new jeans, but she got pretty, and her dad saw Eleanor's wisdom. Teaching choice heals more than cash. Life hacks for teens. App Snap. Set up Mint in 3 minutes. Aisha tracked a $20 gift instantly. Free and global. Fast Talk. Ask, plan a dream weekend, what's it cost? Sparks vision over fries. Tiny win. A $2 notebook labeled My Plans. Aisha wrote, saved $15, got a deal. Challenge boost. Try skip one thing. Weekly takes a day, builds bonds. For young adult trailblazers, ages 18 plus, young adults are stepping into life, hearts pounding with ambition and doubt. They need guidance that lifts without chaining you. Instead of paying their way, match what they save for a Gola trip, a skill. My colleague Eleanor in Vancouver matched her son's cash for a music course, but only after he worked nights. His first song, played at a family dinner, brought tears not just for the notes, but for his strength. Or gift a chat with a money advisor. Some banks offer free ones, from Melbourne to Mexico City. Another idea, start a family shared dream. Everyone adds a bit for something big, a group project, a cause. My aunt in Dublin did this. Her grandkids picked a clean water fund. They learned money can grow and give back, and her coffee table became a council of hope. Try a memory jar for depth. Have them drop in scraps of first paycheck stub, a coupon they used. Add yours, a note from a lean year you survived. It's a keepsake, cherished from Auckland to Athens. Or host a Life Paths night. Everyone shares a dream and one step forward. Elena's son planned a studio. Learning loans aren't free. Gift a book like Your Money or Your Life cheap worldwide, or a podcast like Choose FI, free everywhere. My cousin's daughter in Buenos Aires started listening at 20 and saved for a camera, her eyes dancing with fire. But drama strikes here too. Elena once got a call her son, voice breaking, had lost his job. She wanted to fix it, to send money, but her own future felt fragile, and panic gripped her. She remembered Eleanor's cups and offered to match his next savings instead. He found work, and their bond grew stronger than any check. Teaching him to choose didn't just save her wallet, it saved her heart. Life hacks for young adults. Match Spark. Offer $50 if they save. $50 sets boundaries, fuels drive. One chat to start. Quick share. Text a podcast. Link takes seconds. Opens minds. Small step. Ask, what's one choice you're proud of? Bonds over tea. Dream Tool. A $5 journal for goals. Elena's son wrote, saved $100, closer to studio. Eleanor's clue. Those 3 cups weren't just a lesson, they were Eleanor's way of giving her kids wings, not weights. I closed the journal, my pulse quickening. Was teaching them to choose how she gave so much without falling apart? It felt like a curtain lifting, but the stage was still dim. Her next entry hinted at a gift, a small act that grew beyond her dreams. The mystery deepened, pulling me forward. What had she given, and how had it saved her? Let's turn the page.